Hey there, it's Katie with Salty Pearl Crochet, and today I'm going to show you how I use lock looped ends to work in my ends over a one row color change project like this. Now, if you guys have watched my other videos on lock loop ends, you know that I hate using yarn needles and I don't think we should do that unless we have to. So I am showing you my way to work the ends in so that all you need to do is snip them off with scissors when you're done. Just like so. Now to get started, I have started my row with a standing double crochet, and I do have another video tutorial about that. And I've left enough that I have a tail to cover the whole length of my row. So when I'm getting ready to cut off, I am going to do the same thing and give a little bit more than that. Is that a smidgen extra than we need to? Yep, but it is going to make our row heights nice and even, so there's not going to be lumpy bumps on either of the sides. We want it to be consistent. So I'm going to finish off this side by working a chain stitch and then pulling the knot pretty tight there. Now we're going to turn our work, and I'm going to cross over the ends here. Now this side's a little bit longer, so I'm going to go maybe a smidge off center here. I'm going to insert my hook, and I am going to pull both of these strands through my stitch. Kind of like that. You can do them one at a time if that's easier. Whatever works for you. Then I am going to cross them over so that they interlock and move them back to their original side. And now we are ready to change colors. So I'm going to find my yarn end. Here we go. And again, I'm going to make a knot and leave a little bit more than the length here. It is a little bit of extra wastage, but it's going to make our finished product look so much neater that, in my opinion, it's worth it. Especially if you're working something like a striped scarf, you're going to have a little bit left over anyway. Besides, which of us does not need an excuse to buy a little bit extra yarn? So I'm starting with a standing double crochet in the first stitch, and I am working around my stitch and both of these ends. And I'm going to continue working over both these ends here, like that. I am pulling a little bit more tight on this bottom row than usual so that it looks a little bit more consistent across the whole scarf, but it's gonna, you know, it's really one of those things that if you don't want to spend the time to sew in ends, it's kind of fine. Your scarf is gonna look great. It's handmade. They're gonna appreciate it. It does not have to be perfect. That is not why we do this. So you notice as I'm coming up toward my stitches that I'm just working over everything as if it's a part of the stitch. And it's all going to seamlessly blend in here. Now I'm going to make sure not to come through the knot there though. I'm going to go close to the left side of the stitch. And now it's going to start locking down these other stitches here, or these other yarn tails rather. We're just treating this as a part of the stitch. I'll show you how it looks from the top. So you're going to just insert your hook here, and then this working yarn is going to lock them down on your yarn over and pull up a loop. Then you can complete your stitch, and those are going to be locked down pretty tight in there. Now everyone always asks, how secure are these? And they really are pretty secure. I have put projects like this through my washing machine before for acrylic yarns like this, or wool yarns are even better because they will felt to each other a little bit. The only yarn I really wouldn't use this trick on is a silk blend or something like cashmere that's super expensive, but it really has worked quite well for me. And you can always do a little tiny bit and give it a try if you're worried about seeing how it's going to last, like if you're selling at markets or something like that. Let's see. Oh man, this last stitch is always a little hard to find, but I got her. There she goes. And look at that. Now we're ready again to measure a little bit more and snip our color. And then fasten off with a chain here. Tug it tight. And now we can look over on the back and adjust our tails here. So if anything is sticking out a little bit, you can just tug the tails, and you see how that knot flattened right out and disappeared. So now I'm ready to take my scissors and trim off all these ends. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you like this tip. Like and subscribe to my channel for more helpful crochet tips just like this one. You can also see the rest of my locked loop ends videos in a playlist at the end of this video. Thanks so much.